for my startup.
Hi, Amy. I hope you're doing well and you're having a great day.
So if you're new here, I have a software company called MemberUp that my co-founders and I started because after 14 years in the online education space, selling over 30 million of courses, memberships, communities, masterminds, we got really sick of having to use a whole bunch of different softwares to make it all work. So we came together to build something better, and MemberUp is a place where you can host your community, your content, your events, your chat, your payments, all in one simple, beautiful place. Together we're building this into a 9-figure company, and there's a whole lot of things that we're learning along the way. And that's one of the reasons that I wanted to get back on YouTube, to share highs, the lows, and everything in between. Now it's still early days. We're just over a year being live, and I'm grateful to say in our first year, we were able to grow 22% month over month. However, with V1 of the product, it was heavily reliant upon our marketing efforts to continue to maintain that level of growth. So right now, we're focusing on 2 big things to shift into the next chapter and help us grow a lot quicker and scale. So the first is moving from marketing-led growth to product-led growth. And so we're releasing V2 of the platform very shortly. That's going to bring with it a whole host of new features that's not only going to help us grow quicker, but help the people's communities that we're hosting grow quicker too, which we're very excited about. And the second is a big focus on partnerships, because once we shift into that product-led growth model, the more brand awareness we have, the more customers we bring in, then the more new customers we create. So when thinking about who would be an ideal partner, we're thinking mainly about 2 key things. The first is who has an audience of people that are ideal users for the platform. And the second is who effortlessly demonstrates our brand values and helps to position us where we want to be positioned in the market. And I'm very grateful to say this call that I had in the Hamptons led to us inking the perfect partnership, because not only does she have both of those things going for her, but she also owns a software company of her own that is very complementary to MemberUp. Not only that, but she's also just a phenomenal human, and this is actually the first time that I'm going to be meeting her in person. We are on the way to a mastermind in San Diego, and she lives kind of close by, so I figured I would invite her and meet up IRL. It's so good to meet you! So this is the beautiful Jasmine Star. Jasmine, tell us about yourself.
Oh, wow. Already a brain fart? Am I nervous right now? I'm nervous. My name is Jasmine Star. I am from Newport Beach, California. I'm a wife, mother. I am a co-founder, CEO, podcaster, creator, and a lover of teaching people how to change their lives, primarily with money and passion and purpose.
She's doing all the things. She's doing God's work out here.
All the things.
And what attracted you to partnering with us at MemberUp?
I have to tell you, I'm very, very, very particular. I do a lot of due diligence, and most people don't know, I'm a little bit of a skeptic at heart. I go deep and I go wide. And when I find people who are in direct alignment to my purpose, my passion, and to my financial objectives, and empowering and helping others along the way, I think that all 4 of those categories came into alignment with MemberUp, but specifically with Amy. Amy and I have been watching each other online. Then we tapped in, we had conversations, we had more conversations. Lots of conversations. And through this all, we were able to connect in person today, but far before this, to be able to build something that we both believe in that helps a lot of other people. I'm like, sign me up for that.
Thank you. We're so excited to have you. And she's right, she did do a lot of due diligence. We passed the test though.
She's so persuasive.
We are headed out to a little impromptu trip out to Palm Springs because I actually found out there is a $1 million Grand Prix going on out there. And for those who don't know, I actually used to be a competitive show jumper, and horses used to be a really big part of my life. So found out that was on and I was like, we're going. So we just got an Airbnb for the night, packed, and we're all ready to go. Check this bad boy out. It's always a gamble with Airbnbs because they look good online, but you never know till you get here. But I'm hopeful about this one.
How do we feel about the swimming pool?
I think it has very Palm Springs vibes, but I like it. This I like. This is the aesthetic. Hunter knows I have a very specific 3 colors that are allowed in my general vicinity.
Orange, pink, and yellow.
Definitely not. White, black, and a variation of wood or tan or some kind of texture. So this passes the test.
Sometimes I wonder about putting a lime green t-shirt in a drawer just to fuck with her.
Thank you for flying with American Airlines. If you would like 20% off your next flight, sign up for the AAA double card and get in debt.
The this is Hunter's personality at work. We haven't even been here 2 minutes and he's already picking up all of the activities.
It's unfair because I'm left-handed and all I can do is play smoke on the water.
So we're actually planning to come here with some friends and rope them into coming watching the horse show with us, but they got a puppy. They bailed. It is very, very cute. So now we ended up with a spot much bigger than necessary that has a little detached house. Oh for 3.
I'll go off the island if I don't get this one.
Absolutely, you're sleeping outside.
At least it's warm.
Nothing.
At least we're in the same area, right? We're consistent.
Justifying it. Oh, too much. No.
Well, at least
so
you're getting in line. Looks like you're sleeping outside.
That was closer than yours.
We're sleeping outside together. How do you feel about that?
Not optimal. All right, we just got settled. We have about 2 hours to kill until the Grand Prix starts later. And I wanted to just take a minute and share some of the things that I learned at the Mastermind this week with Jasmine. It was hosted by Roland Frazier. He is phenomenal. His expertise is all in buying and selling businesses. And if you're here, you probably know that I've always started businesses. I haven't bought a business. I have a business now that I'm aiming to sell in the future. But there's been this kind of great debate about whether or not you should start a business or whether you should buy one to start with. And seeing the numbers that Roland broke down actually kind of settled that debate in my mind for me. And I wanted to take a minute to share them with you because I imagine if you're here, you've either thought about starting a business, you have a business, and it might help settle that debate in your mind too. I took a picture of the graphic that he actually shared with us, and I'll find a way to put it on the screen because within it, he broke down the numbers behind what it looks like to actually buy a business that cash flows and profits $250,000 a year. So you would be buying that at a 4x multiple. So if the business is profiting $250,000 a year, then you're buying it for $1 million. And here's what it looks like to do that. This is with no money of your own down. So in the first scenario, you buy the business for $1 million and you need a 10% down payment to do so. Now, this is if you're getting a standard SBA loan. So you would basically get the SBA loan for $900,000 at 12.75% interest over 10 years. And he was saying that if you don't have $100,000 in liquid cash to put down as the down payment, you can actually take out a HELOC loan at 8.4% over 10 years as well. So basically what this allows you to do is to buy the business with no money of your own down. So what that looks like then is with those two loans combined, you're gonna have a monthly debt payment of $14,537. So round about 15K. So the first loan ends up being about $13,300. The second loan ends up being about $1,200. And so if you have a business that is netting $250 a year, then what that looks like per month is about $20,800 in profit. So if you consider you have $20,800 in profit, but you have debt payments of $14,500-ish, then it cash flows you per month $6,200. So these are all rough numbers that I'm sharing with you. I'll put the exacts on the screen. So basically, your net cash flow per year is $75,000. Now that was the worst case scenario using an SBA loan, but he did break down 2 other scenarios using seller financing and investor loans, which have more favorable terms. Now, even in the best case scenario, in a business that is worth $1 million at a 4x multiple with $250,000 profit per year, what it looked like in every scenario, obviously the cash flow is that same amount, that $20,833, but in the best case scenario, you're netting $133,000 per year on this business. So I know that was a lot of numbers, but stick with me because once I understood this, it really helped just solidify my decision, at least, on what I would prefer to do. So best case scenario, you're buying a business for $1 million with seller financing at 8%. You're using cash from the business to actually fund the down payment. And the business cash flows $250K a year, but after all of the debt payments on that, it's actually cash flowing you $11,000 per month, $11,136 per month. So you go to all that trouble, you're getting $11,000 per month. In the worst case scenario, because not every business is going to accept seller financing in those terms, in the worst case scenario, you're using an SBA loan and you're funding the down payment yourself, and it's cash flowing $6,200 a month. So seeing these numbers was fascinating to me, because when I think about the complexity and everything that goes into actually buying the business, and now that you own the business, it's not like it's completely hands off. In many cases, it's definitely not going to be. When I compare that to what I've done, which is typically, apart from MemberUp, our software company, that's a different story, but I've typically started businesses with $0 down, with no debt needed, and they've cash flowed significantly more than that. I've had businesses, online businesses that profit over $100,000 a month with no debt, and it's actually a business that I enjoy running with very, very little overhead. To me, it's such a clear answer. So if I'm someone that's thinking of making an extra $10,000 a month, there's always going to be options, and I do think it's about choosing the option that's right for you. And if your skill set and your enjoyment comes from buying businesses and finding these opportunities and going through all the admin and sorting out the seller financing, and you also have some assets to be able to get financing to do these types of deals, then maybe buying a business actually makes sense for you. But for someone that's just getting started, I see a lot of people trying to encourage those people to go and buy a business. And for me, it gave me a very clear answer that I would actually much rather encourage that person. And if it's me, I would much rather actually start a business that doesn't require any money out of pocket, that actually cash flows significantly more than that in a shorter period of time. And it's something that comes with a lot less risk. And ideally, is something that you enjoy as well, because these boring businesses, they don't get me excited. And yes, I understand that business is business, and it doesn't have to be something that you absolutely love, and no business is gonna be something that you love 24/7. But for me, if I think about what I wanna spend my time on, ideally, it's something that does light me up. So for me, I've always been in online education selling digital products, and I get to serve people, I get to help people, I get to cash flow significantly more than this with $0 down, with much, much, much less risk. And it's something that I personally really enjoy. So for me, it just made the decision a lot clearer, and it made me very, very grateful for the path that I've chosen. But it also gave me the numbers behind a business model that I hadn't really looked too much into before, and just helped me kind of solidify my viewpoint on that. So I wanted to share them with you in case it's helpful, in case you're considering potentially buying a business versus starting one. This is kind of where it led me to, is that starting a business, especially a business that has zero risk, if you're not spending any money to start it, is definitely something that I would explore long before actually going down the road of buying a boring business. Just my perspective, but wanted to share it with you. But now I think it is time to go and get ready for the Grand Prix and get going. What do you think?
I think that I appreciate the world, but past that, they just jump over shit. Sometimes they make it, most of the times they do, but sometimes they don't.
But it's so fun. You know, one of the cool things, if we competed together, this is the, well, not the only, but one of the only spots that we could compete against each other. Hi, Chloe. Hi. Wants to be on camera.
He knows. You having a good night?
So far.
Nice.
luck.
Good luck.
What you should know by now is signing up for life with me means signing up for life with horses.
Could be worse.
I'm happy about it. I got a voice note from Jasmine. You want to hear? Yeah.
I know the last thing you want to do is hear my voice right now. I know, I feel the same. But I have to tell you, I need you to hear my voice just to tell you how deeply grateful I am. When we say, like, we're going to build together, we're going to build it together. Like, I'm excited, dude. I am excited.
So I was just reflecting on the week that just passed that you got to spend some of with me, and it was an incredible week. There's so much that happened that we are so, so grateful for, and it was a week of highs, but in your journey, there's going to be weeks that don't feel like they're full of highs, and I definitely had one of those the week prior to this, and I didn't get to capture too much of it. I wish I would have, because I didn't feel so great the week prior. And I just kept showing up, kept doing my thing. And I know that emotions are transient, they come and go, and we can't let them dictate our actions. So kind of just kept going. And on the other side of that are all the amazing things that those actions led to. So just wanted to share that with you. If you are having one of the more challenging weeks and you're watching this and you're seeing all the great things, just know that I have those weeks too, and you just have to keep going, because on the other side is everything that you're working towards. So stick with it. I hope you have a beautiful next week, and I'll see you on the next one.